What's the wordy? It's your boy CJ, your boy Eli, and your boy Nigel back with another episode of the Fleecers Fantasy Football Podcast. How you doing, fellas? How you doing?
We chilling. We out here. We ready for another episode, man. Let's get it going, man. Let's get it going.
Another dollar, man. Let's go ahead, man. Wrap us up.
We love to see it. We're recording a little earlier than we technically would for this episode because we are heading off to North Carolina. Some of my boys are already in North Carolina. I'll be heading to meet up with them because we got a wedding. Our boy Moso is getting married. We love around here, so we had to go ahead and get this out early for the boy. So go ahead. Jumping right up into it. A little bit of some NFL news. I saw the schedule will be released for the NFL season on the 15th of May. That's this Wednesday. Okay. Y'all be hearing it. The schedule will already be out by that time. I've seen a couple rumors of. I think they said the Chiefs and the Ravens are going to be the big time season opener. Good old AFC rematch. You feel me?
Okay, I like that right there. Let's go ahead and see that boy Xavier Worthy put in some work early.
Right.
Yeah, stop it.
I need to see competition now.
I've been scouting the training camp.
You not like it? He said,
my report say otherwise.
We looking at Kadarius Toney. You feel me? Kadarius Toney.
Boy, you don't know the fantasy football community will actually smite you for mentioning him. They will actually strike lightning down upon thee.
No, don't bring that name up again.
But speaking on Kansas City, we got some more Rashee Rice information and some more Rashee Rice updates. With that being said, there has been updates about the fact that I got two things. One is the fact that there's allegedly an assault on a photographer at a nightclub in Dallas. We don't know. There's not too much information on that out just yet. That's not just hearsay and things of that nature. But we already know Rashee Rice is already involved and was already involved earlier this year in a multiple car accident.
Wasn't that in Dallas too?
Yeah, I think Fort Worth, Dallas.
We need to get that man out of Dallas.
Get that nigga out of Dallas, dog. That's what I'm hearing about.
Hey, yo, Andy Reid about to put a clause in his next contract. If you touch, matter of fact, when we play Dallas, that's the game you're not gonna be at.
Yeah,
stay home. You stay home
until the day before.
If you touch Dallas, your contract is void.
Do not step one foot in here. And so, but the biggest thing that I want to talk about, which is the second part of this, is so I can see. Let me just get right into it. They have some more. There is some information on on a prior incident prior to the NFL draft that is saying that. I'm gonna read. I got the article here, but they're saying it could have some implications on his punishment going further with the things that are happening currently. And so and I wanted to just briefly talk about this real quick. I got the article here. They're saying the incident could become relevant. I'm sorry, wrong spot right here. Per multiple sources, multiple teams learned during the pre-draft process about an alleged incident involving Rashee Rice, while he was at SMU. Rashee Rice believed former SMU basketball player Kendrick Davis was seeing Rice's girlfriend. Rice and some of his friends, per the specific information gathered by at least one team, went to a SMU basketball game. Rice, or someone with him, per the specific information gathered by at least one team, fired multiple bullets into the empty car belonging to Kendrick Davis. Multiple sources expressed a belief that every team was aware of the incident before the draft, including the Chiefs. Kansas City drafted Rice in the second round, 55th overall. Now, while this is a little bit down into the article, Rice currently faces 8 felony charges arising from a street racing incident in March. Earlier this week, he was accused of assault a Dallas area out of a Dallas area after hours club, the photographer that I was mentioning. And then here they also say the incident could become relevant to the NFL if when it imposes discipline on Rice under the personal conduct policy. The policy states that players with a prior history of misconduct, including misconduct occurring prior to the association with the NFL, will be subject to enhanced or expedited discipline. That's the part right there that I want to talk about, just for a tad bit. For one, I think that's utter bullshit. I don't understand how, in any way, shape, or form. Yes, punish him accordingly for however you deem fit for the car accident.
Yeah.
We don't know. The jury is still out. We don't know what's going on with this photographer thing. We already know paparazzi photography. Anybody could be anything. They could be all up in your spot. We don't know how that went down. I'm not even going to talk about that just yet.
Yeah.
As far as these alleged bullets flying to Buddy for messing with his girlfriend at the time, I'm not going to say that I would do it. I'm not even going to say that I understand.
Crash Out King.
With that being said, I don't believe how it's something that was already discussed and dealt with previously out of the league. How you going to discipline me at my new job when I wasn't even working for y'all yet? That don't make no sense to me. So
is that something that's already like a rule in the NFL? Like, is that something in their contract where it's like, yo, like we're subject to take these past things and
it says player
into
with
account?
prior history.
Okay.
It says the policy state. This is under the personal conduct policy of the NFL, and it says that's what it says. Players with a prior history of misconduct, including misconduct occurring prior to their association with the NFL, will be subject to enhanced or expedited discipline.
Well,
I mean, bro, to me, bro, I think that's a little fucked up to bring that back up for him. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it will cause anything with his current situation going on. Bro, there's a bunch, bro. Everybody got stuff that they did back in the past, where they was doing some faulty shit, Man,
they won't shoot no car. They won't shoot no car. But
is no slouch. But I mean,
is he shooting people now?
We're really not hearing about that until now. I don't think, nobody was injured. No crazy reports. So, we saying this is all like alleged, right? Mm-hmm. So, I think
NFL knew, and the teams knew about it.
Yeah, and if teams knew about it, they said, "Well, shit, ain't nobody die."
So, right, cool. This is the part where, like, I guess, like, devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. I hate caping for millionaires. You feel me? Like, mm-hmm. I feel like once you get a little bit of money, you should find something. You should pick up something new to entertain your time. Pick up golf, nigga. What you doing street racing? Right. Bumping in the cars. You feel me? And that's where it's like. And especially if the NFL already has it, like, and like when you sign up for the NFL, you get signed. Yo, we're subject to go to your past, and you got something in your past. Hey, yo, but chill out. You feel me? You need to be working on generational wealth. You feel me? Granted, most niggas probably don't even read their NFL contract. It's like, hey, I see that number and I'm signing it. But if that's something that's already in their contract, and your friends or whoever you hang out with in Dallas. And they probably not gonna have his ass in Dallas no more.
They say, dog, you moving your ass to Kansas City, dog.
You feel me? Yeah. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm moving. Yeah, we moving your family out to Kansas City.
Where y'all want to go, bro? Y'all not going back to Texas.
It don't matter. You're not stepping foot in Dallas. I don't care if you're playing the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care if the Super Bowl in Dallas. You're not going.
You not going to Dallas.
You not going. You feel me? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But yeah, like once you start making a certain amount of money, like even before you start making a certain amount of money, like you have to start moving a certain way, like especially when you're of status. So like that's why I'm like, if it's already an NFL contract, it's not like specifically targeted towards Rashee. It's like, yo, but it's real tough for me to cape for a nigga making 20-30 million. I don't know.
Wasn't making 20-30 million back in college, so I'm just saying.
When he was shooting them cards.
Hey, listen. Allegedly. Allegedly. But yeah, I wanted to just touch on that a little tad bit. I think that NFL, I think that's crazy because you can just pull it out whenever you want to, whenever somebody mess up. Like, hey, you messed up now, but we remember 8 years ago that you walked up in the car and stole something or did something, whatever.
Like I said, but I think that's situation by situation too. You know, I mean, bro, he just entered the league last year and already got us all this stuff coming up. So I think it's more so like, damn, dog, like you just had these alleged shootings going on right before you left, and now you got the street racing shit going on. Now you got the photography stuff going on. Like, hey, dog, like you need to chill. Because like I said, bro, there's been plenty of prospects that came in and had stuff go on in college. But, you know, once they got in the league, 9 times out of 10, you know, they try to make sure they staying out of that trouble. So stuff like that doesn't come back up. But this stuff is coming up. I don't think they're going to use it. But I think the fact that it's coming back up is because he has so much stuff going on currently.
Fair.
You know.
Fair. All right, on to the next thing. We got a big ass contract extension that we got to talk about because it's going to lead right up into our next convo. But your boy, Jared Goff, out here touching a bag, man.
Hey.
Talk to him.
That boy is Jared Goff now. That boy was playing get paid. Boy, that's Jared Goff.
Get paid, young nigga. Get paid.
Hey, that nigga not touchable in his city. You feel me?
Hey, listen. They said, let me go ahead and read it out for you because he definitely not. The Detroit Lions ain't been to the playoffs, ain't won a playoff game since before we was born.
Yeah.
And now they say, oh yeah, that was a half away from the chip, for real. We ain't gonna talk about that because I swear to God, I turned that game off. I thought it was a Super Bowl. I thought it was a Ravens Lions Super Bowl. To be honest with you, but anyway, Jared Goff, you feel me? Jared Goff signs a 4-year contract extension worth $212 million. His contract places him as the number one as the highest paid Detroit Lion in franchise history. This is per your boy Adam Schefter. You feel me? Now I have a list here because we're gonna get right into our next topic of the tiers and things of that nature, because you know we had, if everybody remembers, we had our mock draft, our way too early mock draft a couple weeks ago, and we've been talking about the past couple episodes. Just a quick little recap. You got your boy, we got a 10-man league. It has 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, and a flex kicker DST. We don't give a fuck about those. I'm just joking. Kickers and defenses do be winning your leagues, but we're focused on the skill positions here. And so in this episode, we are going to be talking about the QBs and the running backs. So, but back to your boy Young Dolph here. They said some other quarterbacks that are waiting in line for contracts is Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, and Tua Tagovailoa. But Dolph is now the highest paid QB in the NFL on a per year basis. He is at if I did the quick math on that, we're talking 56-ish, I believe. Yeah. 56 on a per year basis. And so that now they say Joe Burrow makes $55 million a year. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I lied. I'm sorry. That makes 53. Joe Burrow is at 55. Jared Goff. So yeah, no, I take that back. Jared Goff is now, he's amongst the highest QBs in NFL paid on a per year basis.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Joe Burrow is the highest at $55 million a year. Damn. Jared Goff is number 2 at 53. You got your boy Justin Herbert at 52.5, and you got Lamar 52, and Jalen at 51.
What is Patrick Mahomes get?
Patrick Mahomes, I want to say he's had a contract for quite some time, so every year the contract will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. So I want to say, I can look that up real quick.
But he also be signing them long deals though,
Right, and he be pushing money back.
A little more team friendly.
Right. He be pushing money back. Like he has like what's called like a back-ended contract, where they'll pay him lower in the front end so that they can sign better people to play with him now. And then they'll pay him heavier. He'll get the most of his contract money on the back end. Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, if I'm Patrick Mahomes,
that boy said, I'm so like that, I'll take my money later.
Give me the rings. I'm the GOAT.
Right. Yeah, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm coming up to the Chiefs. I'm like, yo, go ahead and sign me to a lifetime deal.
Hey, listen, look. I'm about to talk to you right now. This is basically what he fucking got. Yeah. Mahomes signed a massive 10-year, $450 million extension in 2020. This nigga got baseball money.
But I think they just renegotiated it not too long ago.
They did. I do remember hearing that. Which pays him an easy calculated annual average of $45 million. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Get paid, man. Get paid, man.
Said, the rest of y'all can have that 55, 60 mil while y'all collecting the bread. I'm gonna go ahead and collect these rings too, and I'm gonna get my money.
At least I got a 10-year contract.
He's guaranteed $41 million every year out of that 45. Like, yo, give me that.
Nigga said it don't matter if I'm asked the next 5 years, they can't get rid of me. I'm on a 10-year contract.
I could literally say I'm done today. I actually, you know what? I'm put somebody else in the game. They gonna give me that regardless.
Right. Regardless, like, hey man, cool. That's what comes with being the greatest, bro.
This is a fact. So with that being said, I wanted to get right into it. Now, since we're on the QBs, I wanted to get right into naming. We want to look at some of the tiers. We want to talk about the tiers of some of these QBs that we have. Now, as I pull up, I'm gonna put the mock on the screen for y'all. Y'all gonna see it so we can run it back. But what I wanted to ask these young gentlemen, if I.
By the way, man, happy birthday to my boy CJ. You know, hey man,
hey,
man,
the big fleecer himself.
Big fleecer himself. You feel me?
Thank you.
Happy birthday to the guy.
Hey, listen, like we said, we are recording a little early, so this episode won't come out till I believe the 22nd on the Wednesday or that Thursday on the 23rd. But my birthday was on the 12th on Mother's Day, so I appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right, I got my mock back here right here. Thank you. We're all set now. All righty. I wanted just a quick little recap. I know y'all probably seen it on the screen already and things of that nature, but so I wanted to talk about our tiers of QBs here. We got the first QB off our board is Josh Allen, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Great White Hope, picked up by your boy, none other Eli Knight here.
Come on now.
So now, with that being said,
blue.
You feel me? So the top 5 QBs that went in our draft: Josh Allen at 1, 303. CJ Stroud at 305. Lamar Jackson, 401 at third QB off the board. Jalen Hurts at 404 is the fourth, and the GOAT Patty Mahomes at 405 and is the fifth QB off the board. I wanted to now. In the top 5, how you ranking that? You feel like that's how it should have went? Anybody that should not be there? Anybody that should have been out? You should have went somewhere another way? Talk to me.
Well, where's Trevor Lawrence on y'all ranking? If you had to rank him, is he top 10? Is he top 15?
If I had to rank Trevor Lawrence,
I
don't think Trevor Lawrence is top 10. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is top 10
for me. Wherever Trevor Lawrence at, you put CJ Stroud right behind him. You feel me? Wherever he at, put CJ Stroud right behind him. Hey, that's all I want to say. You feel me?
Bro, what's good with you and CJ, dog?
He just not better than my Great White Hope, Trevor Lawrence.
Dog,
but
your boy is struggling to toss even 20 touchdowns in a season. CJ,
if you was throwing it to a terrorist known as Calvin Ridley,
not bad. He a first round draft pick.
Stop it, bro. When was he a first round draft pick? Tell me what year that was.
He got drafted in 2018. Calvin, a former Pro Bowler.
What? But yo, Calvin Ridley is easily the worst number 1 option in the league right now. Easily. Easily.
I don't know about that
Look,
one.
Who's worse?
I just don't think a receiving core of Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram
This nigga
should
this
Who's the
nigga
have
talking
number
you
about
one
this
on
nigga
the
talking
struggling.
about
Panthers? We'll take
this nigga.
the number one on the Panthers. The Patriots is asked.
Yeah, like
Shit. I would take Calvin Ridley or Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin.
I'd probably take Terry McLaurin.
Is
I'd probably
Calvin
take
really better than Deontay Johnson?
Yes.
Yo, no, we're not telling the truth here.
Yes.
We're not telling the truth.
Yes.
We're not telling the
Now
truth here.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
We're not telling the truth here, but it's cool.
Man,
It's
we're
cool.
gonna get to receivers. We're gonna get to receivers at another time. Don't even get. I'm not prepared for the. Jesus Christ.
I'm just letting y'all know why the struggles with Trevor Lawrence. I'm still on QBs.
To piggyback off that, Nigel, I do give Trevor Lawrence some leeway because we know his rookie year he had one of the historically worst coaches in the NFL at Urban Myers. Urban Myers was out there kicking his kicker. Like, for real. Like, you feel me? This man was a demon. This man was devious. So, and then they had a couple other people. So, you feel me? So, and he's been injured too. So, you got to give, I do give him a little bit of leeway. He's still not in my top 10.
Yeah,
and that's fine. He gonna show y'all this season. But going on to the rankings we have, are the rankings you named the rankings we go with? Honestly, bro.
No. I got some. So I just wanted to see. I wanted to see if you, because I want to. What the thing is here, we always go by Fantasy Pros over here, and some of the tiers that they have, some of their pre-draft rankings that they have the top 5 exactly as our top 5, as how the draft went.
CJ Stroud went second, and they top 5.
No. I was gonna say they have it in a different order. They have it in a different order here. So, like we said here, we got Josh Allen 1, Stroud 2, Lamar 3, Jalen 4, Patrick 5. On Fantasy Pros, they have Josh Allen 1, that we were saying there. They got Jalen Hurts 2.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts was 4 here. They got Lamar 3. That's consensus here. We had Lamar at 3. They have Patrick Mahomes at 4, and they have CJ Stroud at 5.
Okay. So
they
actually have top 5 outside of Stroud being taken as the second QB.
We actually, if we look at it here, we have the same 7. The same 7 went as they have it to Fantasy Pros, and the 7 after that we have 6. Anthony Richardson went 6th. He's the 6th QB on Fantasy Pros, and they have Joe Burrow at 7. He went 7 here with us too. Where it gets a little different here, Justin Herbert went as the 8th QB off the board in round 7.
Them niggas disgusting.
And that's in our mock draft. He went off the board at is the 8th QB off the board. They have him ranked 14.
Okay.
In tier 3, and mind you, they do have some tiers here too, and we'll talk about we'll get a little bit into some tiers and see how we feel, if we agree with some of these tiers. And so basically, but yeah, they have tier 1 here. They have tier 1 as Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar, and Patrick Mahomes. I feel pretty much I pretty much agree with that as the elite top 4, and I'm flirting with your boy Anthony Richardson topping just because he was injured, but we already know that the way if you are a Russian QB, the upside with that is insane. So I feel like how do we feel about I know we don't see CJ Stroud at 2. CJ Stroud at 2 is ridiculous in my eyes. But
it's time to start having these uncomfortable conversations. Josh Allen tossing the ball to Keon Coleman is not moving me. We gotta start having these uncomfortable conversations.
But we're talking about fantasy though. We're talking about fantasy.
And that's fine. And that's fine. Unless Dalton, I'm a Dalton Kincaid dynasty owner. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would hope he would be. I hope he's the great white hope, because it's gonna be going to Dalton Kincaid the whole game. Josh Allen will not be a top 5 QB this year in fantasy, bro. And And that's just gonna be what it's gonna be. If he gotta toss the ball to Keon Coleman and who Khalil Shakir, it ain't gonna happen, Bucko.
CJ, bro, take his mic, man. Take his mic. Take his mic, man.
Which one of them names is moving you? Are we saying that Josh Allen's so good it don't matter who he throwing it to?
Here's the thing. I seen that boy clear a 6'5" linebacker. He jumped over this man. You feel me? That man is gonna run the ball. He gonna make it. They got design runs for him. So we could make some concessions if you think he gonna fall as a passer. But I do believe his legs are gonna keep him in that top 5. But we're making concessions, meaning all right, we could talk about it. I don't agree with you.
Okay.
But
I mean,
his legs alone are going to keep him top 5.
By the way, I be time stamping these takes because at the end of the season, I'm be sitting there like this. I'm be sitting there like this. I'm telling y'all what it is. I'm telling y'all what it is. You feel me? Y'all know who my top 5 QBs is. I already told y'all who's gonna be a top 5 QB. That nigga ain't no Kakalaki. You feel me? Cut that nigga Stroud out.
Oh my God,
Bryce Young.
For you to think that Josh Allen is going to slide out the top 5 and Bryce Young will slide into the top 5.
Yeah,
that's where you lost me, and that's coming from a Panthers
where
fan.
I had to sign
like that's
where I'm logging.
Josh is going to slide out the top 5, so Bryce is going to slide.
Listen, I might be capping about that. You know, Josh Allen might be top 5. Stroud ain't gonna be top 5.
Look, you see,
Josh might be top 5.
He knew Josh Allen gonna be top 5.
Let me peel that back. Let me peel that back.
He's not gonna be at the top of that top 5. Like, I just don't see him. I don't see the type of offense they're gonna have passing it to Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman, and think to myself, you know what? Legs alone, he gonna be top 5.
I mean, to finish top 5 as a QB, if he runs for around 8 touchdowns and tosses, can we say he gonna toss for 20 touchdowns? Yeah, he gonna toss 20 easy. So let's say if he toss 25 and run for 8, that's gonna put you top 5. Now, will you fall within that top 5? I don't know, but that's gonna put you top 5 as a QB.
Keon couldn't get open if you was guarding him, Eli. Yeah, I've seen the tape. The amount of interceptions that Josh Allen gonna have is gonna be crazy.
He do be chucking that thing.
He be chucking it. He be chucking it, but Keon don't create separation. Are we saying Khalil Shakir this nice? Is Khalil Shakir this nice?
Now the thing is, look, I'm not gonna say Curtis Samuel is gonna be the world beater, but when you look at Curtis Samuel's stats, the way that he could get open against press and man, you go look at it, bro. It's pretty high. Just
he might be that guy
with an elite QB outside of Cam Newton's twilight years.
As a Khalil Shakir dynasty owner here, I think
he need help. I seen a tear fall down CJ eye when he was reading that Rashee Rice news. You feel me? He need a little bit of help. You feel me? You need somebody to do something.
We're not talking about dynasty now. But all right. So we mostly, outside of Nigel, I think me and Eli agree with the top 5.
Yeah,
roughly. I think in my top 5 earlier, I think I had Anthony Richardson in there. I could go back and look at that. We could go back and look at. I had Anthony Richardson inside the top 5. I remember back on one of our first episodes. I think that's one of the only things I would have switched up. But onto the tier 2 and some of these later round QBs here. They got tier 2 being CJ Stroud at 5, Anthony Richardson at 6, Joe Burrow at 7, and we match that up until 8, where we had Justin Herbert. They have Dak Prescott at 8 and Kyler Murray at 9, which were the next 2 off the board that way. And then that round, they said that's the end of tier 2. How do we feel about that?
I'm thinking about it now. Like, how far behind do we believe Jordan Love is going to be? Like,
and I was going to get to that. I was going to get to thank you because I feel like Jordan Love is right. They got Jordan Love in tier 3 but he's the 10th QB off the board, just like ours have it too. Okay. They got Jordan Love at 10, right behind Kyler Murray, and they have Brock Purdy at 11, This is all tier 3 now. Jordan Love at 10, Purdy at 11, Tua at 12. Then they got Caleb at 13, Justin Herbert at 14, Jared Goff at 15, Trevor Lawrence at 16, and Jaden Daniels at 17, and then Kirk Cousins at 18. And we won't get into tier 4s because these are I don't think any of those people in one quarterback leagues, these people aren't getting drafted.
Facts.
Or if they do, you probably take them.
They had Caleb Williams where?
They got Caleb. We can definitely get on to talk about that because I don't. They got Caleb Williams as 13. I see Caleb being top 10. I see Caleb being top 10 because what I think the thing about Caleb Williams is what I've been hearing and what I've seen and all the stuff like that. They say Caleb got some wheels on him too. He will tug that thing too now. So if he's rushing, if he can get maybe 500 yards in a season, he could touch 500, 600 yards in a season. Boy.
So where is Jaden Daniels for you now?
Jaden Daniels, I have Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams literally touching top 12, like literally like 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Like so, like I have Jaden Williams above. I have Jaden Williams above Justin Herbert. I think the Los Angeles Chargers are going to be running the ball way more, and so I think like I said, like I feel the rushing upside of some of these QBs is going to be nuts. There are people penciling Jaden Daniels running for close to 800 to 1,000 yards in the season.
That's the decent.
If you rush for 1,000 yards as a quarterback,
that's it. I mean, bro, that's what Lamar was doing.
That's easily top 10. Easily top 10.
That's what Lamar did his first MVP season.
I got a trade I got to lock in real quick.
Let me get that in right now.
Look, that Jaden Daniels hate done went down then.
But no, I still believe, and this is still on the QB situation because you guys do this for AR too. I believe
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson. We're putting these quarterbacks doing things we just haven't seen them do, and maybe it's young guy fever. Maybe it's because they can run the ball, but like, and obviously Anthony Richardson's his injuries came off freak accidents, but it gets crazy when we start seeing things that we've repeatedly been shown and saying that these people can do these things. Like he was hurt. Hell, RG3 was always hurt. Like these quarterbacks, especially the younger they are coming in, that don't know how to protect themselves coming in the league. Like Jaden Daniels does not know how to protect himself, and maybe they can teach him that. But from what I've seen from his college, he cannot protect himself. The same thing happened with AR. He just wasn't protecting himself a lot of the time, and he was getting the concussions. It was coming crazy.
Hey, they got the Guardian cap now.
You live and you learn.
They got the Guardian cap now. He's straight.
Yeah.
they low key. You can't tell me they ain't get it. They ain't get it specifically. For him
they said, listen. You don't get a choice. You wear that. Tua Tagovailoa, you don't get a choice. You wear it now. So yeah, I wanted to ask. I did want to see like who, if you had Jordan Love or Caleb Williams.
I'll take Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
I'll take Jordan Love just because I saw what he did last season, and that was his first season starting. He threw for 30 touchdowns. And having to come in to play after Aaron Rodgers with those expectations, that's not easy, man. And they upgraded the offense. The receivers got better. They got Josh Jacobs. They drafted old boy out of USC, Marshawn Lloyd. Hey, I like that. But yeah, I mean, Caleb does have some crazy receivers around him though. So,
but Green Bay, they don't have like the name value, but they have a lot of receivers where like, it's almost like plug and play. Like they bring in certain receivers for certain routes, and they really get the job done.
I remember seeing a thing like I think the Packers are one of the youngest teams in the league.
Oh yeah,
I think offensive wise. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like all their skill players are like. Jordan Love been in the league. Jordan Love, but feel me. If we're considering playing time, you know what I mean. They're on the field. They're like averaging three years, averaging 2 to 3 years. You feel me? I think Jordan Love has 4, but But damn, you see what I'm talking about? Jaden Reed, a second-year player. Christian Watson going into his third year, but he's been hurt most of that time.
Well, watch him out. Watch him out. Watch him out. Watch him out.
Hey, I'm a Christian Watson fan. I am a Christian Watson fan. Like I do like Christian Watson, and we'll talk a little bit about him more when the receivers come because I see him as a sleeper. That's going, you feel me? People might be underestimating that boy. They got a lot of love for Jaden Reed. That boy will burn your ass down the field, and so Jordan Love, he like to take them shots. But with that being said, back to the QBs. Would you rather have Caleb or Tua?
Damn.
Tua. I'm not gonna disrespect that man like that.
Yeah,
I think I
might take Tua just because having Tyreek. Having Tyreek and Jalen.
You do have Tyreek. Them boys still want to run the ball, and it's like if Tyreek don't have a good game, then Tua's stat line could easily be 175 and 2 touchdowns. So you know what I mean? Yeah. And no rushing upside at all. So with that being said,
we talking fantasy terms. Yeah, all right.
You see what I'm talking about?
But even so, didn't he finish like? What did he finish at last year? PPR. What did he finish at last year?
He finished last year.
He
finished
like
9. Ooh. He finished 9.
So like, are we saying Caleb Williams is going to come in and be a top 9 QB? Like,
I think Caleb Williams has he's definitely top 12 and the reason why we always say top 10 and top 12 because most of your fantasy football leagues are going to be 10 or 12 man leagues. You do have some of yours that stretch it out to 14 and things of that, and 16, but yada yada yada. I do think Caleb Williams is a QB1, the bottom tier QB fantasy football bottom tier QB1. You see what I mean? And I think what I underestimated a little bit earlier is the fact that he can rush too. He will take off. And I did. You'll hear me keep saying it. If you can run, listen, I think in a standard fantasy football league, your passing yards is 0.04 points.
Yeah.
Right? A rushing yard is 0.1 points. Do you see what I mean? So if you rush for 10 yards, that's a full point. If you throw for 10 yards, that's 0.4.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And so then you're banking on touchdowns and how many touchdowns. Now Tua might throw more touchdowns, but they also, if they get into the goal line, they're going to run it. Miami's also going to run the ball too. So I see a lot. You know what I mean? It's going to be a battle. I think Caleb Williams is going to come out swinging. I think Caleb Williams is going to come out swinging. I still might have. I think I might have Tua over Jaden Daniels because we don't know how the Commanders' offense is going to look, but it's going to be close because I think he's going to run. He's going to run for even more. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to throw for the most, but if he tosses for 20 touchdowns, run for 8, that'll probably get him past Tua. When it comes to fantasy terms.
I don't know. I just think Tua finishing 9 last year is going. Obviously, Kyler Murray couldn't finish higher because of hurt. It was obviously injuries that led to Tua finishing where he finished. Mm-hmm. But he does have Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. You feel me? Like he has elite talent around him, more elite than Caleb has. We just have Caleb with the rushing upside.
But I think
so it's more
what Caleb can do with his weapons will be a higher upside than what Tua can do with his weapons. Right? Like for Tua to finish as like a top 5 QB in fantasy, he's probably going to have to throw for like 45 and like 35 plus TDs, realistically.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's really going to have to like throw the ball a lot, man. For you to finish out as a top 5 QB, as a QB that doesn't rush a lot, you really got to be throwing the ball. And on top of that, you got to make sure you keep your interceptions down as well. That's the thing. Yeah. The more you throw the ball, the more likely you are to throw an interception. So you got to make sure you have a high, TD mark with the high yards and a low interception rate. And that's real hard to do. It's real hard.
I feel that.
Talk to him. All right, and then to wrap it on up on the QBs. Just to wrap it on up, just so that we can bring it on full circle. Where you get? I don't even think Jared Goff was drafted in our fucking. Jared Goff wasn't even drafted in our one man QB mock draft. But hey, he do be tossing that thing. They got him as a tier 3. And this is somebody that, hey, listen, if he doesn't even get drafted, that's a steal that you can go and get him off the waiver wire real quick.
That's
know what I mean?
I mean,
Jared Goff finished as QB 7 in total fantasy points last year.
Hey.
And then points per game. Points per game, he finished kind of low. Hold on. Let's take Flacco out of here.
Big Flacco.
If we take Flacco out of here, he finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's take Kirk Cousins out because he got injured midway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because we take out Anthony Richardson because he got hurt midway.
Yo, Flacco had that insanity run at the end of the season, boy. I said, okay, no.
This is true. This is true.
That was a true insanity run.
And but Jared Goff finished as a top 12 QB. You know what I mean? Finishing as a top 12 QB, and you can get him in the waiver wire. You can get him right out. You don't even got to draft that man.
Yeah.
You might want to look at him. You might want to look at him. You see, that's
I would say this season, man, depending on how people decide to set up their teams, you could probably get away not getting that elite QB and still get a QB that could finish top 10, top 8 with, I mean, if I didn't have a chance to draft Josh Allen, I'd be okay with grabbing Caleb Williams in round 10, round 11, knowing that I could still get some elite talent at receiver and QB and, really just focus on building up, QB, receiver, running back, and tight end, and be like, shit, Caleb Williams could probably finish out top 8 with his weapons. So, I feel like this year, man.
Jared Goff off the waiver.
Jared Goff off the waivers, man.
Be a second QB that you back him up. Top 12 upside.
Hey, man. Hey, man, if that don't work, you can always get Derek Carr off the waivers. You feel me?
Boo!
Hey, man, I heard they got no offensive coordinator. They got no offensive coordinator. Chill out. They can be throwing that thing. He can be throwing that thing.
Take his mic, man.
All righty. Yeah. Moving on into the running backs here. The way that our running backs went. I know if you listen to the last episode, we had some discrepancies on some of how the running backs went. But just to give a smooth little comparison, the top 5 running backs drafted in our mock: Christian McCaffrey at 101, Great White Hope. We already know it. If you got a 60% chance of winning your league if you draft that man, go ahead. Bijan Robinson is the second running back off the board at 108. Gibbs at 109 as the third running back. Breece Hall as the number 4 on the Jets at 203, and Big Kyron at 204. And then if I go ahead and look here on Fantasy Pros, they got Christian McCaffrey at 1. They got Breece Hall at 2.
As it should be.
As a tier, so they got the tier 1. They have Christian McCaffrey at 1, Breece Hall at 2, and Bijan at 3. That's like the big 3 that they have here. Nigga, bang! Sorry, I'm sorry. I cut a hole.
No, you're good.
Jameer Gibbs now to round out the top, the tier 2. They got Jameer Gibbs at 4 and Jonathan Taylor at 5.
JT, man. Hey,
they got JT at 5.
Yeah, y'all ever see that? That one meme with Lil Wayne. He was like, he's like, Gucci Man on the list. Eminem on the list. Hey, shout out my nigga Gucci. Hey, shout out Jonathan Taylor, man. Shout out my nigga Gucci, man.
To start it off, I definitely think that was one of the things I think I did definitely thought was one of the shocker of our drafts was Breece Hall sliding to the second round. I'm going to let you know right now, America, Breece Hall is not sliding to the second round of y'all drafts. Just get that
He
to
might
your head
not
now.
get past like pick 7 in the first round.
Pick 5.
Yeah. Like, depending on what receivers are still up there, like, he ain't sliding. He ain't sliding that far.
Yeah.
That shit ain't happening.
So, that is one of the things I definitely do. I think I agree with their tier, with their tier 1, the big 3, Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, and Bijan. One of the things that we talked about always about with our running backs is there aren't too many bell cow running backs out there anymore. You got Christian McCaffrey. He's an all percentage
That nigga not
running
in the
back.
field.
That man can run, he can catch, and he can pass.
He did have a couple passes.
You feel me? So with that being said, there's no better running back in the game in fantasy football or in real. If you want to take it in real football, in the game.
Hey. Yeah.
Don't you bring up damn Pacheco, man.
I ain't say nothing.
I can hear the tone in your voice, man. No disrespect to Big Pacheco, man, but come on, dog.
Respect. I say Pacheco, but I mean, I let him see the truth. You feel me?
So you're looking for a running back out there that is going to get those upwards of 20 touches a game, somewhere mixed through running and catch attempts, because outside of there's not too many more like Derrick Henry anymore who's touching. We did talk about our big boy Jameer, you feel me, but nobody's touching these 20, 25, 30 rush attempt games. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Feel me? That's just injuries, banging up. They're not doing that no more. So having somebody like Christian, Breece, and Bijan, who are the number 1 running backs in there. They're pretty much undisputed. Outside of Bijan, outside of Arthur Smith doing some crazy cuckoo nutty nuts.
Yeah, but respect Tyler Algier, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah. Breece Hall and Christian McCaffrey, I say top 2 because they're the ones that it's pretty much their backfield. You can't name another running back in their backfield beside, you feel me? Now they do got your boy Elijah Mitchell, who for every reason, if you want to, he's the handcuff of the century. If Christian McCaffrey go down, Elijah Mitchell getting right up in there. You know what I mean? But it's okay.
Who the Jets just draft? They just drafted some running back.
Who?
Boy from Wisconsin, Braylon Allen. Yeah.
Who? Not playing. Not playing. Let me.
You can say goodbye to his next 3 years.
It's like y'all know why I picked him up at just in case.
Dynasty terms. Okay.
Okay, but we're talking redraft here.
Redraft.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't dare touch him with a 10-foot pole in redraft. But
So boom. So with that being said, Bijan with a new running back core with a new running back or new offensive coordinator and new head coach in Atlanta, Bijan might get most of those. We're looking to see Bijan because we already know the talent's there. The talent is there, but getting the touches that he should be getting.
Yeah,
he's why I warranted. I see him fighting for that top 2 or 3 spot. You know what I mean?
I mean, we saw it last year, and some of the early games and stuff until Arthur Smith decided to be on some nut shit and be like, yeah, my third string running back, we're gonna use Bijan as the decoy and get this nigga the TDs. Like, what, you drafted me top 10 for this?
But respect Tyler Algier touches. That's all I'm gonna say. Respect the Tyler Algier touches.
Listen, we're not drafting a running back in the first round in the top. What did Bijan? Bijan went top 10, right? He went like 7.
He went high.
Yeah, in our mock draft, yeah. And our mock, or you talking about NFL?
I was talking about NFL. I was talking about.
Oh NFL. Yeah, bro. I think he was the number 8 pick. Number
8 pick.
Yeah,
because your boy. And so, but and speaking about that same draft, I think who went pick 12, your boy Jameer Gibbs. Now, the reason why, so now that this is going into the tier 2, they have Jameer Gibbs at 4, Jonathan Taylor at 5, Saquon Barkley at 6, Travis Etienne at 7. They got Kyron Williams. This is the biggest deviation at 8.
Okay.
Kyren Williams was drafted as the 5th running, like I said, 5th running back off our board back at this mock draft. Some of the things that have changed. Let me get on Jameer Gibbs. Let me get on Jameer Gibbs first before I get into Kyren Williams. The only reason why Jameer Gibbs is not in that tier 1 fighting for these top 1, 2, 3 spots solely is because he's splitting the backfield. This nigga Nigel. Look at this nigga Nigel. He's splitting in the backfield with your boy David Montgomery.
Yes, sir. Respect David Montgomery touches.
Hey, I gotta respect David Montgomery. David Montgomery a workhorse. He been in the league for a minute now. Like he a tried and true vet at this point. You know
Yes,
what I mean? You know
sir.
what you're gonna get from him. He not gonna burn nobody, but he will break off a good 15, 20 them chunk plays. So, and he's hard to tackle. So I give it to David Montgomery. So and like it's the Lions, they got that grind and gritty nature to them. And so I think it's actually a positive for Jameer Gibbs in the long run for himself, for health wise, to be splitting and not have the whole
Backfield to himself.
backfield to himself just because of injuries. That boy be running so fast, he look like every cut hurt. You know what I mean? That boy, that boy, you like relax. I'm talking about. I used to watch him play. That boy was on my dynasty team and on all my redraft teams. I drafted a lot of Jameer Gibbs last year, and I'm gonna try and
he bought that stock.
I'm gonna hope I'm at that 8 to 9, 10 draft pick so I can go ahead and hit that turn and get me a top receiver and slide Jameer. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard.
But if
it's
you
possible.
Towards the later half, I think you could slide that.
Right? So I'm hoping. I'm hoping for 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Surely. If I'm not number 1. So but yeah, man. So Jameer Gibbs topping out that spot. I think the boy is electric. The boy is crazy fast. And you see him. He looked like it looked like he on × 2 speed and everybody else at regular speed. You feel me? You'd be like, damn, is the game sped up? No, this nigga just running through past everybody. And he runs and catches, and they got designed screens for him and everything. So Jameer Gibbs I think is a good spot at that 4th spot, fighting for that 4th spot. They got Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley at 5 and 6, and they got Kyren Williams falling all the way down to 8.
Okay.
And I think I like it. I think I like Jonathan Taylor and Saquon I think I like Jonathan Taylor and Saquon ahead of Kyren Williams. Why we're saying this is because Kyren Williams last year, I think, played 94% of the running back snaps in LA.
That's not happening again.
That's out there. That's not gonna lie, that's out there.
No.
Something like that. Like 94. I might be off too because I want to say 96. I think that's what I heard, but I'm just giving him some consistency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm giving him a little break.
90% plus last year of the running back snaps that when he was healthy, and he also dealt with some injuries too.
I think he missed like 4 games. So
you can see why. So with that being said, with the Rams picking up Blake Corum this year, I think they're going to spell him some more. Yeah. While I do still see him top 10, because I think he is still going to get a lot of touches, and that sense, I don't think he's going to get that top 5 upside. That I don't think he'll have that amount of touches to be able to get there. Yeah. I still think because I think Blake Corum, I think we said it before, Blake Corum is a running back that had 27 rushing touchdowns last year, and 25 of them was like in the 5. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My man's a goal line machine. So I think that's gonna dip into Kyren's stock. I think that's gonna make him fall heavy. So as we do more and more mocks, and the more and closer that we get to the regular season, we're gonna see Kyren falling right around. They got him behind Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne is someone who has most of the backfield to himself, but I'm not that big of a fan of the Jaguars' offense at this moment. But we'll see. So
it might be a little bit better after drafting, Brian Thomas. It might open some things up a little bit. I mean, Travis Etienne, he's like it's not a pretty pick, but it's a consistent pick, right? You're like, all right, like I'm not gonna go out of my way to draft Travis Etienne, But if he falls down to me and I've already snagged a Christian McCaffrey, a Bijan, a Jameer, I mean, one of those top 4 guys, or even like a Saquon or Jonathan Taylor. All right, having Travis Etienne as your RB2, that's not bad.
Travis Etienne finished in total fantasy points per game. He finished 3rd.
Yeah. So I mean, you got a guy that, like I said, I mean, it's not gonna be sexy, right? But you might be able to snag 2 guys that could finish out in the top 5, top 7 with grabbing Etienne in the later round. So, or not late, but probably like that round 4, round 5, depending on how your league mates are looking at the receivers and the QBs around that.
Travis Etienne
those rounds.
He went 5th round, 3rd pick. Behind Devon Achane and in front of Rashad White.
What Isaiah Pacheco at on this list? What tier he in?
Great question.
I'm gonna say he's probably in that tier 2.
Hey,
No. That is tier 2. No. They got Isaiah Pacheco right. So tier 2, they had Gibbs at 4, Taylor at 5, Barkley at 6, Etienne at 7, Kyren at 8, Rashad White at 9.
Okay.
Goes into tier 3. They got Josh Jacobs at 10 and Pacheco at 11.
Okay. So he right outside the top 10.
They got, and so this is one of the, because I want to talk about a little bit some discrepancies that we got him out here. Because there's something called you got your top RBs, like the top tiers, like your first 2 tiers that go in like your first and second round, and then typically there's the historical dead zone where that 3rd, 4th round there's typically is where a lot of QBs go, a lot of tight ends start to slide off the board and things like that, and so we call that the dead zone. You feel me? So there's something you call your dead zone running backs, which is typically, like if you look at our draft, I might throw that right back up on the screen just to give y'all something to look at. If you look at our draft, we went McCaffrey, Bijan, Gibbs, Hall, Kyren, Taylor, Jonathan Taylor, Barkley, and Devon Achane snuck into that 2nd round at 209. As the Devon Achane was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th running back off the board. He was one of my people that I said I think was drafted entirely way too early.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Travis Etienne, they have Devon Achane as the 12th ranked running back this year, and they have Etienne as the 7th ranked running back this year, a whole different tier, and Travis Etienne went in the 5th round. We're talking whole 3 rounds later. So we're talking about draft value and things of that nature and things like that. Like Devon Achane, I think, was a big reach, and especially when there are some other people that you could have went and got over him. Devon Achane is in a huge backfield with Raheem Mostert and
they drafted the running back Tennessee, Jalen Wright, 4-3 guy as well. Got some size.
So it's like
they got the next man up program,
right?
Really?
So this is where you're at when you start looking at how many touches. Now since he is super efficient with these touches, he is nice with these touches. So it's going to be tough, but so it's like Devon Achane or Isaiah Pacheco, which they got Isaiah Pacheco 1 spot ahead. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a tough ask. Devon Achane went in the 2nd round here, and Isaiah Pacheco went in that dead zone running back in the 5th round. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs went in the 5th round. There's just a certain type of time when running backs just start coming right back. Everybody's getting their RB2 around that time. And then right after that, at that turn, Derrick Henry went 601. Jonathan Brooks went 605. Aaron Jones went 606. James Cook 607. Yeah, man. The 5th and 6th round is your typical dead zone running backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think in this, I think just more currently compared to in years past, I think people are looking at receivers and seeing like, oh, damn, like these guys are having some great value because, like you said before, not a lot of running backs are getting those 20 to 25 touches a game, right? Outside of, probably your Christian McCaffrey, your Bijan Robinson, and Breece Hall. So, all right, why am I going to try and reach on a running back that might not get those carries or those touches in a game? And I could go ahead and take my elite receivers, go ahead, get that stocked up. And now you have a lot of those. Honestly, those are great dead zone running backs. If I could snag a Travis Etienne in the 5th, 6th round after grabbing my top receiver,
top 3, your top 2 or 3 receivers,
top
you feel
2
me?
or 3 receivers, my QB. Honestly, bro, I'd be cool with Travis Etienne being my RB1.
Like, shout out to the zero RB strategy, man. And shout out to it, bro.
The dead zone. The dead zone RBs.
In years past, there would have there's been some dead RB zones. You're talking your best RB available was gonna be fucking Cam Akers. But like I said, depending on how your league mates are drafting, everybody else might be valuing those receivers as well, because after those kind of top receivers, they really might drop down a decent amount because everybody's just valuing them, right? Like the league is so pass heavy, so guys are getting 10, 12, 15 targets in a damn game, so they're going to get more opportunities to score more points than some of these running backs that are on a snap count or splitting a backfield with 2 to 3 guys, so they might only get 12 touches. Can a guy get you 20 points off of 12 touches? They're going to have to be real efficient.
Okay. All righty. We got a couple more minutes. Any running backs that y'all want to touch on in these last couple more minutes that we got?
Saquon being below JT, and who else he below? He below
what you mean? Like they got him ranked higher, or what do you mean? You want him? He's ahead or behind?
Him being ranked below JT, whoever the third nigga. Who that for? Oh, Jameer Gibbs?
No, they got Jameer is ahead of Jameer is at 4, Jonathan Taylor's at 5, and Saquon is at 6.
You ain't put Saquon at wherever Jameer at. Just knock the boys down one. Not the boys down one.
Go ahead, bring him up one. Okay.
Yeah, he ain't sharing that thing with nobody. You feel me? And Big Dave.
The Eagles.
Big Dave got it.
True.
He's sharing it with somebody, and that's called Jalen Hurts.
Man, nobody care. Bro, nobody care about what Jalen Hurts is doing.
That boy scored 15 rushing touchdowns last season.
It's just
and that's fine.
I don't know how many of those were off the tush push. So I think I'm taking them all. I'm taking without Travis Kelce being there.
10 of them were from tush push, bro.
Right. I'm knocking at least 4 rushing touchdowns off of Jalen Hurts' ledger this year. You see what I'm talking about? And especially with Saquon Barkley. So if we add in Saquon Barkley on that, I'd say I could knock off another 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like if Jason Kelce ain't there, like, why would I be risking my quarterback? Why be risking my quarterback behind somebody lesser than Jason Kelce when I got Saquon Barkley, somebody who was having the production he was having on the New York Giants? I can't name one person on the Giants line, and he still had the production he had. Like
Andrew Thomas is a beast, but I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm a Giants fan.
Hey, you feel me? You're a Giants fan. You feel me? Hey. But nah, like the amount of production that Saquon had last year, I'm pretty sure is going up from there. And I would have to put him over Jonathan Taylor. I would say Jameer Gibbs as well because he shares the backfield, but that might be too hot of a take. But I think Saquon is going to be a better running back than people are giving him credit for.
Okay.
Hey, look, I like where he slid to me in that mock drive. I like that.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Just to run it back, our mock draft, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor went at 207, and then right behind him was Saquon at 208, and then Devon Achane at 209.
Yeah, man.
Devon Achane at 209. That's wicked. That's wicked.
That is crazy. That is a big shocker. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about?
He could be a top 7 running back. I don't know.
What do y'all think about Josh Jacobs?
I don't think that and it might be different just because Aaron he's on Green Bay right now, right? I know Aaron Jones was hurt a lot last year, so maybe they had to rely on. Huh?
Aaron Jones went to Minnesota.
Aaron Jones went to Minnesota, and Josh Jacobs is now the new
for Green Bay. Like, and maybe because Aaron Jones is hurt a lot, they had to rely on the pass a lot. Maybe that's why I give it the benefit of the doubt too. But I don't think
Aaron Jones was a great catching running back.
Yeah, he was great. But like, do we believe he's gonna have Aaron Jones type production in Green Bay?
The thing about I saw this thing about that what made me think brought it up is Josh Jacobs just turned 26. He just turned 26 this year. Okay, they say so. He's a little bit younger than I thought. It feel like Josh Jacobs been in the fucking league for fucking ever.
Yeah, he's been in the league for a minute now.
Because like what they think of like some of these running backs, these older running backs, when they get to their second team destination, is a little bit different than, let's say. Now I take Saquon out of that conversation because Josh Jacobs was elite too. Like he did rush for 2,000 just a season, 2 seasons ago. So it's not, I'm not going to sit here and take away from him. But that's what makes Josh Jacobs such a question mark for me. Do you see what I mean? A little bit older running back, new team. Saquon, I think Saquon and Josh Jacobs are the same age. Hold on.
Yeah, I think Saquon like 26, 27, going on 27.
Yeah.
Saquon older. Saquon is 27.
Okay.
Saquon is 27. Yeah, we're older than Saquon Barkley. That's how you know.
Who's we?
You. Oh shit, I'm old. I forgot I'm the old nigga.
Who we?
I forgot I'm the old nigga on the group. I forgot I'm the old
nigga. Who is we? Who is we?
I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Yo, have you ever like I know we went out of time. Have you ever seen like an NFL player or NBA player in real life and be like, "Yeah, we the same age. Like, how you this much like bigger than me?" You feel me?
I've always been putting in work since they knew at a real early time. Yeah, the league is in my grasp. You feel me? So
you go ahead.
No, it's a crazy thing. I just wanted to get back onto
Josh Jacobs.
But yeah, Josh Jacobs on the Packers is a question mark to me. So rounding him I can still see him can he still be that RB1 finisher? And especially with Green Bay, they still got AJ Dillon, and they drafted a running back as well, like Miami, with Marshawn Lloyd. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
but
I agree. I think he might be one of those running backs that you're like, if I go ahead and pair him with like an elite running back, okay, but I don't think you can look at Josh Jacobs at this point, just with the other guys that they got behind him, and be like, yeah, I'm okay with running with him as my RB1, because like you said, they still got AJ Dillon. They drafted the guy out of USC, Marshawn Lloyd, and I hear a lot that, he's a pass catcher, man. And the offensive coordinator's already talking about, like, nah, dog, we get him the ball, when it comes to pass catching. So, like we said, man, can your running back get you that 20 to 25 touches? I don't think Josh Jacobs can just dominate, the run game like that and just get 20 to 25 touches every game. I just don't think that's going to happen.
We're going to see, man. We are going to see, man. Unfortunately, we are out of time here with the Fleecers Fantasy Football Podcast, but we appreciate you having here. It's your boy CJ. I got my boy Nigel. Talk to him.
How you feeling? Hey, man. Isaiah Pacheco over Bijan Robinson. Let's do it, man.
I'm fucking weak. And I got my boy Eli. Talk to him.
Take that boy Nigel's mic, man. Take his mic.
Hey, listen, man. Thank you for coming with us. And this is the end. Peace.
Peace.